Hi, my name's Rob Ryder, speaking out of West Cornwall. This is just another short little video, it will be short, regarding this new book of Patrick. So, A Practical Guide to the Restoration of Health, Patrick Quanton MD and Evelyn Scott, who happens to be his granddaughter. So it's a small book because it's ideal for taking on holiday with you, taking around with you. So it's slightly smaller than the usual book, and you can't see that there. But obviously I'll put a link below anyway, and you can have a look on Amazon, the details of the book there. So if you go back to the previous video I've just done, actually, the focus I've been working with Patrick on for years is the human condition, not the things about health, your diet, etc. A minor aspect. Not that they're not important, but they're a small factor. It's the life of the person that's important. So the focus of Patrick's work and of my work, trying to pick his brains all the time, is to become independent and self-reliant. Now in health, we've come a long way in that, working with Patrick, and we put the series up, Your Health in Your Hands, the seminar, there's other videos we've done on that. But there was one area that is slightly missing, because I do my own health talks, and I always start off to say, listen, I'm talking about a healthy life balance here. If you get run over by a bus, please, don't go see your homeopath or your osteopath. Go ring an ambulance, go to A&E, get yourself stitched back up. So obviously there's limits within trauma where yes, medical science has a place. People are surprised when I say that, but medical science has a place. But the problem is everything nowadays, on purpose, driven by fear, is considered an accident and emergency, when a lot of these things are actually just natural things that would happen everyday life. And once we accept that healing is a natural process, once you accept the obvious, if I was to cut my finger, just clean it with water, let the air get to it, take any debris out, 4, 5, 6, 7 days later, don't have to do anything. Don't have to ask my body to heal. It's already doing it. Whether, depending on the severity of the cut, in 5 days, 10 days, 2 weeks, whatever, all healed up, cleared up, scab will maybe fall off, all the skin underneath healed up. I don't know how that happens, but it does, and it happens to everyone. So healing is a natural process. When there's become an accident, the body is already initiating an intelligent response to deal with it. You don't have to ask it. It goes again into the unconscious mind. It's not asking our conscious mind permission to do anything, because the conscious mind is too dumb. It can't figure anything out. It just does it. When a lion has a fight maybe with a buffalo and it has a bad wound and it's lost its meal for the day, it'll go and sit under a bush for 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 days. Do nothing apart from lick his wound, do nothing. He'll either have the strength to recover, therefore he'll get up, stretch his legs and go out and get on with his life, or if the wound's too bad, he'll die. Simple as that. So I contacted Patrick about a year ago and I said, really, you've given us the foundation for what we need regarding health and disease, but what about accidents? Because there's different information out there, and I always trust that Patrick's got the most simplistic information and accessible information. And it was funny that at the same time his granddaughter was questioning him about this, so he was already had the idea of writing this type of book, which we've got there now. So accidents and emergencies, burns, cuts, sprains, fractures, concussion, what can you do yourself to stay into natural healing, and especially with concussion, I won't read it out because I don't want to get things wrong, but what the signs are that actually somebody's fell and banged their head but they're okay, we just need to watch them, or what are the signs where actually something bad internally could be happening now, we need to phone an ambulance. So there are certain signs you need to look for. Again, is this a broken leg or is this a sprain? You know, fractures and things, they all heal naturally. When you've broken your leg, the doctor doesn't heal the bone, they just put it in place. So all this kind of, in what is an emergency, genuine one where I need to go to hospital, and what is accidents that can be dealt with by helping the nature within inside you. And a lot of his advice, again, if you go back to our series, Your Health in the Hands, and again, why we went back to the creation of the universe, it comes down to the forces of pressure and temperature. So when to increase pressure on an incident, part of the body, when to take off pressure, when to use ice, when to use heat, when to, you know, to get things moving or rest. These are tips that can have a big difference in the outcome of an incident. So again, because I trust Patrick, this is a book I bought for myself, so I'm equipped. So again, if I've had an accident, is this an accident I can deal with myself, or has this gone too far where now we need medical science and I need to phone an ambulance? Because once you go into the medical side of things, especially with children, you've lost control. Children don't have a say in hospital. You as a parent don't have a say over your own children. And as I've done on other videos, the medical profession are officially the third, possibly the biggest killer of people in the West. And yeah, I do praise some things they can do when you've been run over by us. You know, you've got a fractured skull, limbs hanging off. There's incredible things that medical science can do in real A&E situations. But if it's just natural accidents, there's a lot, me personally, I would do on myself. As an adult, if I went into an A&E, I would still have a little bit of control. Children have no control. You're handing over your child, and like I say, if you get run over by a bus, you have to do that. You take your child to A&E, and then you have to accept it's out of your control now. But generally speaking, we need, you know, for hundreds of years, for thousands of years, humanity in accidents have healed themselves and they've known how to do it. Why is all of a sudden everything, we need medical experts for something that people have been dealing with for thousands of years? Obviously, there's money involved, but also there's control involved. By disempowering us, we empower the system. And this whole global, if you like, conspiracy is about empowerment and disempowerment, about reliance and self-reliance, about interdependency and self-dependency, being independent of a system, being dependent on a system. The more empowered we can become in our own lives, self-reliant, independent, healthier we will be. Simple as that. This control system is all about dependency. So this is my own personal recommendation. Why would I recommend a book that I haven't bought myself? This isn't a present. This is something I put value on. So the money I've earned, I've put value on this because I think there's information there that hopefully I won't ever use, but if I do need it, I've got the information I need. Right, can I deal with this myself, or do I need to phone an ambulance? Every bit of information that we get to empower ourselves is valuable, in my opinion. Not everybody, like I say, I've done a video before why your health in your hands is not a popular message, because most people don't want to be independent, self-reliant. It's too difficult, taking self-responsibility. But this is what the whole control system is about, taking away your natural ability to control your life. So that's one recommendation for a book there. And that's it for now.